Hey everybody, it's Bobby, the Nintendo Guru. Real quick, before today's episode of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to say thank you to all of the amazing patrons over at Patreon. Our newest Patreon member is Fluxtaposed, a great little podcast. Go check them out. Then we got some other ones. Our executive producers, Sheldon, Benedict, Joey Hehir, Mike Drummie, David Ray, Jesse Armstrong, James Johnson, Nick Milicia of Next Level Games, and Joel Brooks, and our newest executive. Wait a minute, he's not good enough to be an executive. He is a platinum executive producer, Mr. Cory Hicks. Thank you for everything, sir. Now on to the show. What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the people's champion of podcasting, Mr. Bad Bit himself, Joseph Moran. How you like that introduction?
I liked it so much that I was gonna pretend to be Toby. Going, what do you mean, Bobby? It's me, Toby. Oh, but that's the best. I'm gonna tell Fixer that's the way every time he intros me. It has to be that. That was a lot of charisma for one man.
That's amazing, right there. That's how you. Listen. That's 2 years of podcasting under my belt. That's what got you to that level. Yeah. Like right there. Like I just bang it out, man. I'm gonna type that up, and you can pass it over to Mr. Fixer, and he can read that every week. You know, the people's champ of podcasting, Mr. Bad Bit himself.
Yeah. That was like a Game of Thrones where like they're saying how awesome like Khaleesi is, how Daenerys is like, you know, the breaker of chains, and then bam, this is Jon Snow. He's the king of the North. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's up, man? How you been?
I've been okay. It's been a rough week for me.
Why?
But it's just school, man. College, the heydays.
Stop.
Bad Bit Games, Xbox and Me now has a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's
good
stuff, man.
There's a whole lot of stuff I'm doing.
That's good.
Behind the scenes.
So what are you doing, man? Talk to us.
All right. So
because I'm sure there's some people that don't know who you are. Yeah. So let's break it down for them. Let's enlighten them. Let them know who you are. Because right now they're going, where's the British voice at? And the British voice isn't. It was teased at the beginning. But they know that's not Toby, because Toby's
mean, I don't know. I put on a really good Toby impression. So first, I think at surface level, we have to say Toby wasn't in the room before. That was me, guys.
Yeah, okay, right. It wasn't Toby. I do a nice Toby impression too, Bubba, but he gets so mad when I do that. When I go Bubba, he gets so pissed.
It's like, I don't sound like Ringo Starr.
Yeah. I don't care.
We don't all sound like Ringo.
They all sound the same.
Well, you guys can check me out at Bad Bit Games over on YouTube, or the PlayStation Podcast on iTunes, or the My Xbox and Me podcast and or YouTube channel. Take your pick. And
you realize
even more things.
You realize that you're as bad as I am?
Why?
Like million podcasts, all this stuff going on. Like I look at it like this. Like Sean was breaking my stones the other day, right? And he's like, dude, you do everything for free. Like, because and what he means by that is this. I don't want to make people think like we want to make people pay for stuff, but like, so when he thinks about adding stuff, it's all stretch goals in Patreon. And he's like, I'm thinking about doing this as another stretch goal. And he's like, the thing that you already do for free. And I'm like, you know what, Sean? I'm the pace setter, man. I need to keep you and Toby behind me. Like, I'm constantly adding content, giving people what they want. And you guys are just lagging behind and playing catch up the whole time.
Exactly. You gotta inspire them.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. But
because if it wasn't for your streaming, would Sean Capri get in his car and talk about Xbox?
Probably not. Probably not. I don't think he would. I don't think that would have never came about. If I'm being fair, if I'm being honest, so
do they need me on that podcast? I think so. I think I don't want to say because that podcast is so great, but it's on life support without me. You know what I mean?
Every podcast is on life support without you.
Exactly. I need I need to drive in a car in the morning and order coffee.
And
talk about games.
The stupidest thing in the world. I'm just gonna call it. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
First off, I think the one thing they miss is that every time like he's ordering McDonald's, he should be like, when she's like, how may we help you? Be like, hi, you're on the Xbox.
He should. You're on the Xbox Drive with Sean Capri right now, and I just want to order my coffee today. So just so you know, you're being recorded, so don't get nasty with me. But here we go, woman.
Yeah.
And I'm just kidding. I think it's funny. I think it's pretty bad now that when he spews his order, you got Dave sitting there going like, "Oh, only a medium today, Sean." Like, what the heck? Like, this is ridiculous, man. I laugh. You know what? I gotta give him credit, man. It's pretty ingenious. It's a pretty. It is a podcast that I've never heard done before. I don't know a single podcaster that podcasts on the car ride to work.
I don't know, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But enough about him. Check out the PlayStation podcast where we don't talk about things in cars.
Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs. Joseph Moran, what are you geeking out about, man?
I'm geeking out about a lot of things as of recently. 3 things in particular. First off,
well, you are just like Toby. You are just like Toby.
Yeah.
Our Geek Outs is supposed to be one thing, and he always has numerous things, and it drives me up the wall. But go ahead.
All right, fine.
No. Go ahead. You're the guest.
I am the guest.
You can run roughshod. What's the Star Wars thing? What's Star Wars?
Battlefront 2, and by the time this video's out, we got the Last Jedi trailer hitting, and then also tickets go on sale. So I'm really, look at me, BB-8 mug right here. I'm not messing around here, right? I love Star Wars. The second thing I gotta give major props to that I'm geeking out over, because I'm a PR major. Yeah. I love public relations and PR campaigns. Yeah. Is the PR campaign over at Wolfenstein 2 is ingenious.
With the whole Nazi thing?
Oh my goodness. It's just like, I want to give that person a handshake they
got some people fired up, right?
Yeah, they got people fired up. People are talking about it, and it looks to a very large extent very good on their behalf.
Yeah, because they're like, kill Nazis. We're not like whatever. Yeah, like you can't get mad at us. We're telling you to kill them, man. Whatever.
Yeah, they go like, our official statement is we don't like Nazis.
It's the greatest thing ever, man.
It's like we're very anti-Nazi.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, as a PR major, I love that.
I have to say this though. I'm the opposite of the Battlefront thing. Like, I hate Battlefront.
Oh.
Like, I'm really no, because it took you out of Splatoon, man. It took you that and Destiny could die as far as I'm concerned. They took you away from us on Splatoon. We loved having you play Splatoon.
Well, I don't know if everybody did.
Well, that's true. There's some people that used to really get upset when you would play.
You'd be like, this guy.
But I felt like it made me better. Like, I felt like it tried to make me step up my game. Because I was like, there's Joseph. We got to step it up. And I loved it, man. I loved it. When you got on my team, I got all hyped up. When you were against me, I'd get pissed off. But it was all fun, man.
When's the next Splat thing? I know it's vampires.
It's next weekend. Next weekend.
You'll see me on.
Okay.
What are you, vampire or werewolf?
I didn't pick yet.
I'm very torn. This is like, I'm as torn can be. I love a good werewolf.
Well, what I'm going to do is, because I really could care less about either of them, honestly, I'm going to wait until the end. I'm going to scroll through my feed, and whatever is the lesser team of the two, I'm picking that one.
Yep.
Just so I can play.
They'll always win.
So, not only that, I just want to play all the time. I just want to play I don't want to sit there and wait for lobbies to fill up and all that nonsense.
That is true. I think I'll do the same exact thing. Because I love it, like you said, love a good, I love, what's that movie? Underworld?
Yeah.
With,
she's a reason. She's a reason, wait, in that movie, isn't she a vampire slayer?
She's a vampire. She's killing werewolves.
Okay,
but she's also bad vampires, and also
okay. That's where I got the whole vampire. I've never watched it. I've only watched trailers.
It's actually really, the first one's pretty good.
That's what I hear.
It's like a good 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I like her. She's a good actress.
Oh yeah, she's a lot of things. Good actress is one of them.
Oh Lord. Anyway, Myself, I am geeking out about these two little bad boys that I just picked up yesterday. The for those watching the video, they can see, but those not watching the video, Koopa Troopa. I got the Amiibo. I wasn't gonna get them. I always do this little debate thing. I was like, they're kind of plain Jane. I really don't care about them. But then Sean Capri, well, I definitely didn't pre-order them. I did a thing where I just got them the day of. Okay. And I normally don't do that. I normally pre-order every single Amiibo. Like I have the Wedding Amiibo pre-ordered. I have the Champions pre-ordered. I have Fire Emblem ones pre-ordered. Like I got a bunch of them. Like I don't play games when it comes to Amiibo. But these ones I was just like, I get them. I'm just going to try. I figured they wouldn't be that difficult to get. And they weren't. Sean texted me like midway through the day. And he's like, dude, did you get them? I'm like, oh my God, I forgot they were coming out. So I was like, hold on for a minute. I went on BestBuy.com on my phone, boop, 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 ordered them. I was like, oh, I could pick, like 10 minutes later, like, your order's ready for pickup. I'm like, nice. Thank you, Best Buy.
Nice. You know what I did?
What's that?
I bought something because I saw you bought it. Mm-hmm. And because you're the trendsetter again. I always do. It was my birthday last week.
Oh, happy birthday. I did wish you a happy birthday.
You did actually. So I went to do a little thing I always do every single year is I go ahead and I treat myself to things. Oh. So I treated myself. I was either Yoshi Rabbit or Peach Rabbit. But I had to get one of them.
Oh, dude, where'd you get it from? Best Buy?
Actually GameStop.
I gotta go look at GameStop then because, dude, I want the Peach one.
Ooh, the Peach one's fantastic. I think that is
I love her.
Something I'll be getting soon.
She's my favorite character in that game. She's so funny, dude.
I don't know why I like the facial reaction this guy makes.
He's so cool, dude. I want to get the Luigi one as well, but I want to get all four of them. That's my goal, to get all four of them. I don't care. I'm going to spoil it. So if you don't want to hear this, you might as well just fast forward 10 seconds because I'm going to spoil something in Mario Rabbids. 5, 4, 3,
just
2, 1. Yeah. I'll do a thumbs up if you're watching the video to come back. But anyway, the part where she kills the Donkey Kong rabbit, he's wobbling on the thing, and they're all like, no. And she just walks up and she's like, boop. And he falls over. Then she's taking selfies as he's falling down. So you can come back now.
That game has no right to be as good as it is.
It is good. Did you beat it? Did you beat it?
Not yet. No.
I haven't either.
But it's because I really want to pace myself with that game.
Yeah.
So it's so great. It really is one of the biggest surprises this year.
Absolutely, especially when it leaked, all the hate it was getting.
Oh yeah, even for me, I'm like, really, a Rabbids?
Yeah, but guess what? Surprise!
Killing it.
They crushed it. Now. They crushed it. So let's jump into some topics here, Joseph.
All right.
I didn't bring you on here to just talk about Mario Rabbids, you know.
I could do that though.
I could too. I could just talk to you for like 2-3 hours. We have a good chemistry, man. We really do. Eventually, Joseph and I will come out to podcast as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to like create a 6th, 7th podcast.
People don't have enough time to listen to all of our podcasts anyway. I had someone complain last week. He's like, dude, another podcast? I really don't have enough time. I'm like, hey, man. It was funny because last week, Brendan Myers, he tweeted me, and he was like, dude, I don't want to watch If We Ran Nintendo live because then I won't have nothing to listen to this week to fill the gap. And I'm like, oh, no, sir. The Planet Nintendo podcast, you can listen to that to fill the gap. And he was like, well done. And he shows up at the Nintendo. He shows up If We Ran Nintendo live. So I was like, this is awesome, man.
Oh man! First off, I want to talk about like Nintendo Talk Live. I bring this up, Cuphead.
Oh.
For one thing in particular, don't deal with the devil. Sir, you made a deal with the devil.
Who did?
Yeah, I think you did because how are you able to get all these guests on? Like,
I don't know.
Game Over Jesse,
dude, that's gonna be a good one tonight, man.
How am I gonna miss that? Tell him I said hello.
I will.
He doesn't know who I am.
I'm gonna be like Mr. Badbit said hello. And I suggest you learn who Mr. Badbit is if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, because Game Over Jesse is a person I very much when making Badbit games, very much an inspiration.
Oh,
he's a lexicon of knowledge, people.
He is very good.
Go watch.
He is very good. Roger's Base last week.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in talks with the Mr. Per Schneider from IGN. If I get him, dude, I'm just going to blow my head off.
How?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But then you go to Pear, and then you go, hey, Pear, by the way, looking for someone who likes social media. Like, I got this kid Joe. He's very passionate.
I'll be like, you can hire me, and then when you're looking for someone next, we'll bring Joe over on board. Yeah. I did when Jose Otero left. People did send me messages like, you should go apply, because at the end of that show they talked about it. Hey, if you're a fan of Nintendo and people are like, hey man, now's your chance. I'm like, yeah, my wife won't move to California. No. I was like, if I was single, no brainer, I'd be going. But I'm not single, and I'm good. I'm good where I am.
Yeah. You already found someone that settled for you, you know? You're like, how
settled for me. Wow, dude, really?
Yeah. Well, look at Tony's a catch. She loves
That's not the point, future. Man. I'm a catch too.
I don't know about that. I feel like all women settle, and like we're the ones that are reaching as men.
You know what the thing of it is that I am very, very fortunate to have found her, because she totally backs everything I do, and it doesn't matter what it is, and she just like loves it. You know what I mean? Like, she's 110%. Dude, she shows up at my streams. She don't listen to my podcasts. She really don't watch my videos unless I make her. But dude, she shows up at the streams. She's always there, man. She's always supportive. If I'm like, hey, I got to do a podcast, and she's like, okay, you know, and she just does it all, dude. She's awesome. Of course, she's off camping this weekend. So I'm like, no problem.
She's a fine gal.
Yeah, she is. Anyway, your topic. Let's jump in. Okay. What do you got for us this week?
So today I want to talk to you guys about, or talk to you, Bobby.
Yeah, I was going to say you guys. Who else is here?
Listen, I'm in video making mode. Are Sony's exclusive marketing deals, deals with Destiny, FIFA, Call of Duty, these deals that they don't lock the game away as you can only play them on their platform, but lock certain items away behind the Sony paywall. Where with Destiny 2, I think is one of the most atrocious, where if you don't buy it on a Sony console, on a Sony platform, then you are missing out on armor, you're missing out on weapons, you're missing out on a strike, which is like dungeons in Destiny.
But now my question is, isn't that stuff timed?
It is timed, but like with an asterisk.
But it's like a year.
Some of them are a year and a half to even 2 years.
That's ridiculous.
Yes. So there was like some exclusive things in the with the Rise of Iron DLC that was unlocked like a month ago. And it's like, why are you still playing Destiny 1? Yeah. Because everybody's off to the sequel. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you first proposed this question to me, I was like, Joseph, really? This is what you got for us? Like, this is what you're bringing to the show? Like, that's it? And because I thought
a little fire.
No. No, because at first I thought, and that's a lie. My first reaction was like, I love it. I love the question. But as I started to think about it, I was like, well, really, what's the big deal? Like, so they're bringing exclusives. That's the whole name of the game. You know what I mean? But then, now as I'm listening to you talk, it's starting to hit me, and I'm like, no. We're not talking about games. We're talking about the content. We're talking about, like you said, Destiny 2. Because here's the thing. If you guys want to go back and you watch the GameSpot, during E3, GameSpot interviewed Phil Spencer. And they brought up something that Phil had never heard. And it kind of got glazed by a little bit. But there's a rumor that there are clauses in the Destiny contract that when Destiny comes out, it has to look the best on a PlayStation Pro. Right. It cannot look better on an Xbox Scorpio. Yes. And to me, that is BS. Like, if you're going to tell somebody to hold the game back because you want it to look best on yours, because you want to be able to tout that we have the best version, ours looks the best, when at the end of the day, if they let it, because I got news for you, dude. When Xbox Scorpio starts unleashing the wrath of what it really has behind it, PlayStation's in trouble. They really are. Like these, and the thing of it is, if it's so much easier to build games for, I think it's going to be even more trouble. Like, we're in a situation where Bethesda's going full force with these guys because Bethesda and Microsoft are in bed together big time. Because I don't think
Which one do you think is the big spoon?
Is the what?
The big spoon because you said they're in bed together. I just want to know. I'm thinking. I'm actually.
I can see Todd. I can see Todd and Phil like spooning.
Yeah, I think Phil is a small spoon.
You're sick.
I think so. What? It's not. Whatever.
But as well, like I don't. So I don't necessarily have an issue with like the Street Fighter exclusive. You know what I mean? Like where they bought the thing and it's exclusive to that console. You know, because that's the way Bayonetta is. That's the way. Like that's the name of the game. Sometimes you buy exclusives that are for your console. You pony the money up to get the games made in the first place because the companies weren't going to make them. They were never going to make a Street Fighter V until Sony gave them money to make it. They were never going to make a Shenmue 3 unless Sony ponied up the money to make it. So, same thing with Bayonetta 2 was never going to get made until Nintendo put up the money. So in those instances, I don't have an issue with it.
But when
what
it
I
comes
do
to like
have, what I do
like Activision and EA, these major publishers, where it's like, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if Sony needs to pony up any money for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, what I have the issue with is this. Here's where I have an issue. I have an issue with fans more than I do the companies. So why is it when Microsoft makes a play and gets Tomb Raider as a timed exclusive, everybody has issue with that. But here, Sony does the same thing and nobody says a word. And that's my biggest issue. My biggest issue is that type of stuff. I don't have a problem with timed exclusives. Like, that's the game, man. You're trying to get a leg up on the competition. It's all part of the game. But
I think Xbox gets mistreated a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's all comes down to like two things. Mob mentality, right? You see an angry crowd yelling at something. It's very easy to come in and chime in yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it's the way that Microsoft entered the race this generation that really caused people to be more anti-Microsoft because they saw these decisions made, like the DRM, the always on camera, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And it was easy from then on forward to be against any decision Microsoft does. It's easy to point out when someone's in second place. It's less of a thing you see when someone's in first place. They're doing so well. It's harder to mock those decisions and mock them because at the end of the day, you're looking at like a complicated issue of, let's just say, like copy, like review copies and stuff like that. Like, what if Sony doesn't like what you said about them? Are they going to give you Uncharted 5? Are they going to give you Last of Us 2?
The thing is, and I'm gonna take this off into a little bit of a tangent a little bit here, but the thing of it is like when you look at those situations, right? When you look at the whole E3 debacle, and when you listen to the Kind of Funny guys at the time when Colin was there, they used to swear up and down like Sony never changed directions. That was the game plan from the beginning, and I disagree because that console is built for DRM. That console is built to do the same thing that Xbox was going to do. All they did was they pulled Move out, they pulled the camera out, and then they changed the DRM. If the DRM wasn't there, then why do I have to download every single game to the hard drive? And that to me is a tell that they were going the same direction, and when they saw Microsoft's debacle, they backed off.
I think some of those things were definitely a gut decision, and like even because if it wasn't that video with Shu and CEO of Iron Galaxies now. I'm blanking on his name. God, he's such a great human being. Anyway, when they're like, "This is how you trade games."
Jack Trinton.
Yeah, no, not Jackie B. No, I'll remember. I'll look it up in a second. Okay. But when they're like, "This is how you trade games with people," and they're just handing it over to each other, like you're obviously behind the stage and someone's shooting that with an iPhone. Yeah. Like that was a gut call. Like the non-DRM thing. A gut call, but I think the $400 was on purpose.
Yeah,
Well,
I think in their minds they went, let's wait to see what Microsoft is going to do, and here's what it is. This is what the thing's going to cost us. because the bundles aren't set in stone yet at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
we're months away from launch. So I think they were sitting there saying, like, okay, this is the ideal point. Let's see the crowd reaction at $500 when Microsoft does it, because we know that's what's probably going to come in. And then if it's a bad reaction, if everybody cheers, then we'll come in at $500 and we'll leave it the way it is. If everybody boos or there's not a lot of applause, we'll go $400. We'll pull the cameras out and all that stuff.
Well, I think we'll get back on track here.
Yeah.
Because I think that's either a phone call that's a phone call you have to have with Kaz.
Yeah.
And it's either, and that's where you get really, really in insider baseball with, because it's like now you're talking to the CEO of Sony.
Yeah.
Because the CEO of Sony is going, this is what we want.
Yes. Yes.
So when it comes to like pricing decisions, I think they were always going to go with 400 just for the simple fact of they went super high last time, and this is them learning.
Yeah, killed them.
Because remember, like the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, they're not really that powerful consoles.
Yeah.
These were a reaction to people saying this was the last generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for me, when it comes to like exclusive, marketing exclusive things like Destiny, like Call of Duty, where a portion of the audience is now waiting for the DLC to come out, or not even going to get it in the first place, or when they come out, like Destiny, the Hawk Moon was this PlayStation 4 exclusive. The gun was awesome. When it goes on Xbox, all of a sudden the gun gets nerfed, right? So like these awesome weapons and items, they get nerfed when they get to Xbox, so the allure of them are gone anyway. And then you think to yourself, well, the marketing deal must be like awesome for Sony. Sony must be making bank. But one of these articles said that the PlayStation 4 version of Destiny, I think this is in just the UK sales charts, PS4 only outsold Xbox One by 8%.
That's not much.
Yeah, it was right. It was 8 points.
You think that has anything to do with Scorpio?
No, because I think with a lot of people, when it comes to Destiny, I think people want it. People want to be a part of the conversation, and especially when it comes to a game like this, where it's all about the community. It's all about the conversation. For like a lot of my friends, even like Xbox, the whole thing was I'm gonna wait for the Pro version or the Scorpio version. It was I'm gonna wait till PC. That was a lot of people's reactions. But for me, I'm like, if you're only outselling this game by 8%, why are you doing it? And for me, I think it's all because of mindshare.
Well, I think that the reason why Xbox only got outsold by 8% is I think Destiny is the type of game that you need an extremely solid internet infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, Microsoft is better than PlayStation when it comes to that. So I think that might be where people are just kind of like, well, you know what? I'm going to go back to Xbox. I think Xbox, a lot of people are starting to go back because, see, here's the thing. You have the vocal minority, as I like to call them, that are screaming from the rafters how wonderful PlayStation is. And meanwhile, yes, they were selling like gangbusters, but a lot of people left Xbox who were lifelong Xbox fans because they didn't agree with the DRM, because it was too expensive, and they went the way of, and let's be honest, Xbox One was outpaced by PS4 in terms of power, from the get-go. So people were just like, hey, all the best third parties are going to play over here on PlayStation 4. I don't like this DRM thing. I'm gone. And they pre-ordered PlayStation 4s. Right. Now, the way that Xbox is talking, the way Phil Spencer talks to people, you have that coupled with the fact of like when Scorpio hits, it's going to be more powerful, which means the better version of all these third-party games are going to be on Xbox, and I think you're going to start seeing the shift. The meter, I think, is really going to start tilting back the other way. I really feel that.
Yeah, I think for me, I think to Phil Spencer's credit, is that he has turned the sinking ship around.
Oh yeah,
he has taken this brand. That's why I'm always saying like this guy has done work. Like like Microsoft and the Xbox, they're still not in a good position. Like, don't let anybody fool you.
Yeah.
They're not in a good position
No.
when it comes to exclusives.
Yeah.
They don't have any.
Mm-mm.
And so when it comes to Phil Spencer making these tough calls, making awesome decisions like digital returns, like Game Pass, all these things are good publicity building over time. It's rebuilding the trust that was broken in the past administration with Xbox, with the guy that's now at Zynga running that company to the ground. Anyway, not the point here. He's done a lot to change the direction of the company. And now when I look at 2018 and I'm looking at like a game like Sea of Thieves, that the reason why I'm on board with that game, the reason why I'm so excited is because not the trailers, but everybody who walks out of it goes, Joe, you don't understand. This game is something.
Yeah, because it doesn't play well.
No, and so like when I see the lineup they have for 2018, I'm like, that is what I think we need to see more of from Microsoft.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why Scorpio is building so much attention is it's getting what people want. Some people want is the best of the best of the best. I just bought a 4K TV.
Yep.
I want the best.
Yep.
I have my PlayStation here for Horizon, for Uncharted. Let me see what some of these other games look like. And I feel like the next fight is, PlayStation going, okay, listen, hey, Capcom, that game you're making? Yeah, make it so the Pro and the One are the same. Or make it so, there is no Scorpio version.
Yeah.
Fighting with that, fighting innovation with money, to me, is just not healthy for the gaming industry.
No.
And I think you can have these deals like PUBG being timed exclusive. You can make deals like Tomb Raider, and that's fine. And Xbox will get criticized for it. But when Microsoft or when Sony does something like that, everybody kind of looks the other way.
Yeah.
And I don't know the reason as to why.
I don't either.
Because I think at the end of the day, Sony's thinking of this is about more than just making money. This is about mind share. This is about what do you think about when you think of video games. We want PlayStation to be the first thing that comes into your head. So that's the thing you're gonna cling to.
See, I feel like it is going to. So I don't feel like it'll hurt the industry because I think this is what's going to happen. I think you have Nintendo coming on strong lately, right? So Nintendo's moving up there. Xbox is real. Like, when you think about it, you don't hear Sony's name brought up in the conversation much lately. It's either Scorpio or Switch. That's all I've been hearing lately. And I feel like Microsoft and Nintendo by far turned a corner on PlayStation. Right. And I feel like Nintendo's coming strong at Sony. So I feel like all that Nintendo and Xbox has to keep doing is playing nice together.
Yes.
They continue to play nice and make Sony look like the outsiders because they're alienating themselves. Yeah. We don't want to do cross-platform. We don't want to do any of that. And here's the two that are strictly always standoffish with each other are now working together. And it's crazy.
And I think that's an excellent thing too. Microsoft isn't about winning this war. It's about winning the small battles.
Yeah.
So when you see something like Xbox and Nintendo playing nice with Rocket League, when you see them playing nice with Minecraft and being able to play with each other, and then going, it's up to Sony. Yeah. They shot us down. We did talk, but nothing went through. Yeah. And then with Fortnite, right? With the whole debacle there where PlayStation 4 people and Xbox people were playing with each other for a few hours, Phil Spencer had the right thing to say where he's like, I would have liked to seen it on. Phil Spencer, it makes Xbox look like they're the ones that are trying to innovate and do something different, and it makes Sony look old. It makes them look stubborn.
The company that's for the gamers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not doing too good of a
by
job
the gamers, for the gamers.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, in Sony's other hand, when it comes to making solid exclusives, like the next episode of the PlayStation podcast is going to be how 2017 is the year of PlayStation. When it comes to cranking out exclusive after exclusive after exclusive, and them selling well and being critically held to high standards, Sony keeps on killing it. And I mean, same with Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
But like, that's right now to me the only struggle with Microsoft.
They don't have any exclusives.
They don't have or crap, and the exclusives they do have, they don't sell anymore. Halo doesn't sell anymore. Gears isn't selling anymore. People are bored of them. Forza, they're ruining that series as we speak.
They need to, if they were smart, and we were way off on a tangent on this whole topic, but if they were smart, they would pull it together and they would take the Rare IP and just start buying studios and going, you take Banjo, you take Conquer, you take Blast Corps, you take
Dark.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Come on, man. You're going to be editing like crazy over here.
Bleep me, Bobby.
Relax.
I get passionate about Perfect Dark and GoldenEye. You don't understand.
Good Lord. Anyway.
The Golden Gun, Bobby.
So to answer your topic, I think that the way that Sony's handling the exclusives, where they're buying content first and all that, I just feel like that is bad. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. Like, if you buy a game, like I said, if you put the money up to get a game to come to you first because that game wasn't going to get made, then I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that. But when you're like Street Fighter V, I don't have an issue with that. But when you're legitimately like paying the other guy to be like, hey, don't put this up, or don't make this the best you can make it for this console, that to me is kind of fake and kind of garbage to me. Because
I don't like that cloak and dagger stuff. You know,
because you can't outpower them. You can't outpower them, so you got to like be shady.
You gotta wear your trench coat and you gotta go up to the Capcom employee going, I heard the RAM isn't going to make it 4K, and then slip them a 50.
Yeah.
So no, I don't like that. Also, I do want to say the Sony exec that now is the CEO of Iron Galaxy is Adam Boyes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so my topic.
All right.
Joseph, little question for you. Are there too many games on the Nintendo Switch right now?
Oh, boy. You know what? I'll answer this with a question. Is it better to have a lot of games than no games?
I totally agree, but it seems like lately that's what I've been hearing a lot. Is it went from there's no games on the Switch to like, I think yesterday they counted, or last week somebody counted like, last week somebody counted like 120 something games have come to the Switch since the launch, something like that. Last week alone they put 18 out. I thought they put 15 out this week, or some crazy number like that. It's madhouse right now. It is nuts. I think too, everybody's jumping off the ship to get ahead of Odyssey, because I think once Odyssey hits, you're gonna see a lot of games kind of like flounder for a little bit.
I also think this is a reaction to the Switch's launch. So like when you see the Switch sell so well, but also see indie games sell amazing on this console. This is my indie machine.
Oh yeah, man.
Right?
It's crazy.
So you're seeing indie developers going, well, it's not hard to code for. Let's just jump on this bandwagon.
Yeah, man.
And I think it's hopping on the bandwagon of saying, listen, let's get our games on here because this audience at this very moment is starving for content. And I think like it proves. I really do think that the Switch is, its benefit is where the PlayStation 4, why the PlayStation 4 did so well in the early years was it didn't have a lot of AAA games, but indies, that was its home. And I think indies are going to find a new home in Nintendo, ironically enough.
The thing that's blowing me away right now is when you are looking at the third-party games, they're not that far off. Like, I watched a side-by-side footage of NBA 2K on PS4 Pro, Xbox One S, and the Switch. And I got news for you. There wasn't much parity between them. Like, there was a couple of things. Some texturing, but not much. And when you looked at it and you thought, hey, this is running, and it's running 60 frames. FIFA runs 60 frames the whole time. That is insanity, dude. Like, I love it. I'm like, this is crazy.
even ironically, I said hell. Even Doom, like Doom looks good. Like, yeah, there's some texture. It doesn't look as good as the PlayStation 4. It doesn't look as good as the Xbox One, but damn,
But
like
dude, but
it's
here's the thing: you're not going to be
nice.
playing the two side by side, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's holding up. And let's be honest, Doom is a pretty quick, fast paced game. So when that stuff's coming at you fast, you're not going to be able to pull that stuff out and be like, oh, that looks wonky. Dude, it's going by you so quick you don't even know what's going on.
As long as things don't look sick
Yeah,
is a good like the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Mm-hmm.
All those characters look ill.
Yeah.
They look ill in the face. Chung-Li looks like she's gonna hurl. Like it's bad. As long as you don't have those effects on your characters in 2017, you're fine. You're totally fine. I think for the Switch, I think right now it's like, yeah, no, Nintendo's doing some right things, and then like the one step forward, two step back. It's doing the right things with publishers, doing the wrong thing with like streamers and like YouTube creators. So I think this is just a response. You see indies just clinging to this thing. Like I want to buy SteamWorld Dig. I want to buy Chicken Wiggle, but I don't have a 3DS. Jules, get on it. Give me that Switch version. I will buy it. I'll give you $23.73 for it, Jules.
I'll tell him that.
Tax.
I'll tell him that.
Yeah.
23.
Plus sales tax.
What'd you say? 23.72 plus tax.
Okay. Plus tax.
Okay.
So I think like $27.87. Exact. Nothing higher, nothing lower.
You're a mess, man. You're a mess.
But no, like I'm serious though. I think it's a great indie machine.
Well, when you look at it like this, when you come off of what the Wii U was, you know what I mean? And I had a Wii U. I loved my Wii U. But man, there were some lean times, brother. And if I didn't have a 3DS to coincide with it, I was in some trouble because I wouldn't have been playing anything at all. And there was a lot of times where I wasn't playing anything at all. I don't even think... only thing I can think of is where am I going to find time to play all these? Like... It's nuts. It's crazy right now. I love it. I love it so much, and I hope it continues. I really do,
dude. I pray that it works. I think that this works out for them because this is the dream of how I want to play video games. Mm-hmm. It's not attaching. It's not some type of attaching something to my face and let me enter that world. Mm-hmm. To me, that's getting a little weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm not into VR. So I think the real future is, hey, let me take this and let me put it anywhere, whether it's on my TV, my PC, whatever it is, and then let me be able to take it on the go. Yeah.
I love it, man. I have my TV here on my desk that I stream with, right? So I stream here at my desk when I play, and then I have a dock hooked to my 4K TV over there. So when I get bored or whatever, like I pick it up and drop it there and go. You know what I mean? Like I love it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
And for me, like when it comes to the Switch, it's all about that drop and play. It's all about that drop and play. So I think indies, it's the only thing Nintendo has to be careful of right now is making sure that quality's coming in and we don't have what we see on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is they'll let anything come in, man. Steam will let anything come in.
Yeah.
And that ruins the marketplace when there is too much.
But I think people now are looking at it going like, hey, Steam is flooded. And I think that's why a lot of good indie teams are turning around and going to Switch as well. Because they're just like, screw this. I just backed the game yesterday. It's called My Time in Portilla. Dude, this game looks amazing. It does. It really does. Looks kind of Zelda-ish, kind of Animal Crossing-ish.
I think I was listening to that video. It was the makers of... Overcooked.
They're involved. They partnered with this company and started making. And dude, I'm telling you, it looks amazing. They're at 92% right now. They got 4 days left. I think they're gonna crush it definitely. Yeah. But what I liked about it was Switch version isn't back behind like a $100,000 stretch goal. Like it's right there. We're gonna put it out for it. So I love it. Man.
Yeah, and I think also you see so many like I saw the Donner Party scenario with the Wii U. Like there was no games on that. Exactly. Like it was slim pickings.
Well, the thing was every time you had a Kickstarter on the Wii U, it was there was $100,000 stretch goal to it.
Yeah.
This, they were like, no, we want it on the Switch. It's going to be there. So I
think
it,
like when you see indie devs like, oh man, what's that one Zelda clone? Oceanhorn. The Switch sold better or the Switch version sold better than the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 combined.
Yes.
So you see when you hear the devs talk about that, it's like, yeah, no, it's an easy choice.
Yeah, man.
It's like, yeah, it's no, like go to Switch.
And that's
really
not even a good game, man. That's
really,
not
I haven't even touched it.
There's people that like it, and I just feel like it's not very Zelda. It looks like Zelda. It plays like Zelda, except for the fact that the puzzles are so lacking. Like there's no puzzles, there's no rhyme, no reason to the dungeons and stuff. It's just real.
I might love it because I hate puzzles.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll enjoy it. It just feels weird. I don't know. I got midway. I almost got to the end of it, and I was just stopped. So I was like, whatever. It'll do two. It'll do two is the game you want if you want a Zelda type game. Okay. It's coming soon. It'll probably be here in a few weeks, I think. Really phenomenal game. Nicholas is putting out a physical copy. It'll have an instruction booklet in it. It'll come with a map. It is really nice.
How much is that?
It's going to be, I think, $30.
Oh boy, I like you won me over with physical.
That's what I'm saying. Like the physical copy, like Nicholas does a hell of a job with physical copies, man. Yeah. They really do. They really do. You know
Bobby.
You know you want it. So
I think I do.
Let's jump into hot off the presses, shall we? At this point, Joseph has brought 3 Sony news articles with him. I had brought 3 Nintendo ones, although he ruined my one, so I only have 2. So essentially, he picks the Nintendo one he wants to listen to. I pick the Sony one that I want to listen to. So Joseph, you're up. What's your 3 PlayStation news articles?
I got 3 of them, but I know the one you're gonna pick, so I'm betting with myself here. Then the first one. PlayStation VR demos are returning to retailers this fall. In the preemptive holiday season, they want to get VR into many people's faces as possible. You have, this is not so much PlayStation, but it's important to me, Hitman announcement and DLC coming later this month. IO left Square Enix, and now it's safe to say Hitman is going to stay with IO Interactives. And then you have Andrew House. I don't know if you spoke about this. He's leaving, but he also had some choice words about the Nintendo Switch.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, see?
That's the one I want.
I knew it. Okay. Would you like me to read you this quote from Bloomberg Technology?
Yes, I would.
All right. So, the first quote is, the Nintendo device, doesn't even call it the Switch, is a hybrid device, and that's a different approach and strategy, House said in an interview last week's Tokyo Game Show. We have not seen that as being a huge market opportunity, he said, referring to the handheld gaming outside of Japan and Asia, where Sony still sells the Vita device. Sony's focus for now, back to Andrew House, is to deliver more products and services for the living room, including virtual reality and non-gaming entertainment such as TV shows, music, with the PlayStation 4 console serving as the key digital entertainment hub. Although Sony has been selling portable gaming machines for more than a decade, they have not caught on, and no updates for the Vita were announced at the show. So, there you go.
That's not really surprising. He's basically saying, like, Nintendo owns us when it comes to handhelds, and that's essentially what it is. But the problem is, what he's not getting is it's also in the living room. Now, what he's getting at, and it's very, very valid point, is they have Sony View, which is the television. They have movies with the Blu-rays. It's the hub. They want this to be your centerpiece to your entertainment center, so you can do everything right there. And you can play video games, you can watch television, you can watch movies, you can do everything right there. I think they even have like DVR capabilities, don't they? To some degree.
Yeah, with View. With View they have.
Yeah, so that's like all in one. Like everything's right there. So I get it completely. I understand where he's coming from, but I just think that I'm not really a big Andrew House fan. I think he's Very stiff.
Oh,
Very boring.
oh, really? What makes you not like Andy House?
He's very stiff. Very, very.
To me, I
very
could call
British.
him Andy.
He's very
I
British.
could call him Andy because we're friends.
He reminds me of Toby a lot. Very stiff. Yeah. Very, very annoying. Very boring.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Poor Toby. I bet you're not one of those things, Toby.
He's a lot of those things. Trust me. The other day I was saying to him, we got the exclusive footage of Tanzia, right? And they sent me a code, and they were like, "Hey, you want to try this out? You want to play it? Like, it gets announced on Thursday." So I tell Toby, like, "Oh my god, dude, I think we're starting to turn the corner here. Like, developers are coming to us, asking us to check out their games," and he starts saying all this like pessimistic stuff, and I'm like, dude,
it's just a matter of time till they learn better.
I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He goes, I'm British, man. I'm sorry. And I'm like, exactly. Okay.
Hail the Queen.
So the one topic that I had, or the one news article that I had, was the Splatfest. So you had already discussed that, or we discussed that a little bit earlier on. So that one's wiped off the thing. Right. So I got 2 articles left. I have Mario Journeys Across the Country and Mutant Mudds Collection.
Okay. I don't know. Mutant Mudds. Jules makes Mutant Mudds, correct?
Yes, Jules makes Mutant Mudds.
Oh, maybe Jules going to give me a copy of one of his games
maybe.
For me to pick it?
Maybe.
You know what, Jules? You see, I'm not going to talk about Mario.
Okay.
Because I'm actually having a Halloween special on why he should not be the man we hold him up to be.
Really?
Right? Yes.
Oh, you
know what I said on your podcast, that he is an interdimensional being that we need to revere yet fear. That's becoming a 10 to 15 minute video.
Oh Lord, you're a mess.
So I'm not gonna pick that cretin. No. I'm gonna pick our good friend Jules. That maybe he gives me a Mutant Mudds code.
There, Jesus, you were so messed up. So here's the thing.
Yes.
Wednesday, Jules partnered with IGN. And they announced Mutant Mudds Collection is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Originally, when Jules teased this, he had originally teased it that it was just Mutant Mudds playing on the Nintendo Switch. Nobody saw it coming, that he had additional games coming. He has Mutant Mudds Super Challenge also coming with this. And he also has Mudds Blocks, which is basically a puzzler. He had this puzzler, it was called Monkey something, on the 3DS. I forget off the top of my head, I'm sorry. So that was basically where it was, essentially. And then, so he reskinned it and he put it out. So there's been a little bit of hot debate today. Like, some people aren't happy with the fact that he's bringing this over. They felt like it was just another port that was coming over. But I feel like it's kind of an essential port. Okay. He has some very big things coming in the next 9 months. And, small indie teams, it's a 2-man team. They gotta pay the bills. They gotta, they gotta push things out. And as you were one that didn't, like you said, you didn't buy Chicken Wiggle.
I want to.
Because you didn't have a 3DS.
Give me that reason.
You didn't have a 3DS. And so the thing of it is like, it takes time to do these things. So why not take a surefire hit? A game that that sold well and pump it out onto a console that's selling well. There is a lot of people that have not played Mudds. Did you play Mutant Mudds?
So I have to say this for all the people yelling at Jules, knock it off.
Yeah.
And secondly, because he gets it enough from me on Splatoon. But
True.
But I will say this: looking at it and without rose petal glasses on. I love how people I like to attack people for making ports of things, but when ports are announced, like BioShock, people lose their minds. Yeah. I need to get this again remastered. So when it comes to Mutant Mudds, I've never played Mutant Mudds.
There you go.
But I always hear on Twitter really awesome things about it. Now that I know Jules, he's a great man. Of course, I'm gonna help this man out. I'm gonna give him my money, of course, because I want to see that next big project. Yeah. We have to put it in terms like this. Again. Switch at this very moment, people are eating up everything that comes out on it. It's a collection, you said, correct? Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's selling it individual pieces. No,
it's 3 games in one, man.
3 games in one.
And by the way, when you hear the name, okay, so let me ask you a question. So you got Mutant Mudds, right? Mutant Mudds, it's actually Mutant Mudds Deluxe. That's the official name of it.
Okay.
You hear Mutant Mudds Deluxe, right? Then you hear Mutant Mud Super Challenge. Right. What do you think when you hear Super Challenge? Do you hear?
It could be a sequel, but it could be just an add-on.
Okay, it is a sequel.
There you go. See?
But it's harder. So, essentially, that's what it is. Like, and he even admits like he should have called it 2, and he probably would have done better with it. But I think people thought, hey, this is just the same game, just additional stuff. So
it was the Wii U effect.
Yes. So this is going to be really good, man. People are going to really love this. And by the way, Super Challenge. Not to cut you off. Yeah. There's 20 playable characters in it. Shovel Knight, Shantae, Rusty from SteamWorld Dig. Like, you can unlock all these characters and play as them.
Guys, what are we yelling about here?
Exactly.
Listen, we don't want remasters. We don't want copies of games. Yeah. What's that? Tetris Puyo Puyo and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Oh, thanks. Like, what's that?
Exactly.
Let's be real with ourselves. Exactly. Listen, this is awesome. Support indie developers, you know? Mm-hmm. And again, like, I want Jules to succeed. We know that Chicken Wiggle didn't do that great, but it was awesome to see Jules go, you know what? It didn't do great, and that's on me, and that's not on you. Yeah. And I love when developers are in front of it and they're not attacking the audience. They're going, you know what? I done goofed, and here's why. And that's why, like, I will support this man when it comes to the collection any day of the week. Yeah. For sure, because I like how he's able to get out in front of good news or bad news and make the best of it. Absolutely. I really do like that.
I agree.
So, you know, hearing what I've heard about the Muds series, I'm excited. I will be purchasing this on my Switch, and support your indie developers.
Absolutely.
You know that purchasing this will lead for more money, and that can only mean great things when he's going out and building something even bigger. Exactly. So that's what I think about it.
That's good stuff to think about. So while we're thinking about that, what are you playing, Joe?
Been playing a couple of things. A little game called Destiny, a little indie things. But I've also been playing Battlefront 2, the beta.
Really?
Which people are forgetting it's a beta. Yeah. And that there's going to be some glitches here and there.
Oh, please. You know what? People get on my nerves.
I know. Listen, when it comes to DICE betas, they are rough. Like, my first DICE beta was Battlefield 2 or 3, one of the two. And that game had balancing issues. But then when the game came out, Battlefield 3 is my favorite Battlefield of all time. So when I look at this game and I'm like, yeah, there's some bugs. Like when the flamethrower guy dies while he's shooting, fire still shoots out of the gun, which is funny. But I'm like, it's quirky. It's cute. To me, at the beginning, it's cute. It's cute, you know?
Guy just torched me after he's dead. But yeah, it's cute.
I'm a kebab. But I've enjoyed it the more I've played it. The first few rounds, I didn't like it at all. I was like, this is, you know, Battlefront 1 was very slim pickings in terms of content and in-depth. And this one was a little bit, it felt just like a half measure, but then the more I played it, the different modes I got into play. Yeah. Oh my God. Galactic Strike might not be my cup of tea, but boy, oh boy, strikes are awesome.
Are they?
Awesome. So much fun. I just got off before we started this podcast, and I knew like I had to give myself time, or else if I'm playing another match, I'm gonna be late for this podcast. It was a lot of fun. I'm gonna be purchasing it.
Yeah.
Out of my brief impressions of it, it is awesome.
That's cool.
I really.
Where are you playing it?
What are you playing? Oh, I'm playing it on the PlayStation Quadruple and the Xbox Uno, the Xbox One.
I am playing a few games. Playing a little Golf Story on my Switch.
I'm intimidated by that game.
That is a phenomenal game, man. Phenomenal game.
Not good at golf, and then RPG elements to throw it there.
It's so much fun, man. So much fun.
Are you playing as like Tiger Woods?
No. It's not hard. It's the age-old thing where you push the button to start the meter, you click it when you want to hit the power, it goes back, you click it again for the accuracy. That's it. It's really easy, and it's really fun.
I also have horror stories with golf because my first semester of community college, I took a golf class. I hated that class. I hated it so much.
Oh, Lord. I'm also playing a little Stardew Valley I was actually playing that before we started.
Ooh, how are you liking it? I'm debating either that or SteamWorld Dig 2.
Get Dig 2.
Yeah?
Yeah. I beat Dig 2. I'm still tinkering with that, trying to 100% it. Stardew Valley is good. But here's the thing. The controls feel very computer-esque.
Okay. Because it was originally on Steam first.
And meaning, like, you'll have the setup and you move the cursor around and pick what you want and stuff. That's fine. That's no big deal. But the thing of it is like, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing in this game. I'm walking around. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I keep getting messages that, like, I'm running out of energy. I'm about to die.
I heard, like, it's a farming sim, but then, like, Stranger Things halfway through it. And I'm like,
it's weird. It's all crazy stuff. So right now, all I've been doing is, like, clearing off my lot.
Okay.
And then it'll be, like, in the middle of the day, and I'm being told, like, I'm running out of energy, so I have to run home and go to bed. Which is kind of, I don't like that aspect. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like when games like Persona 5, it's like, okay, time to go to sleep. I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. I'm keep running around all night. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Other than that,
to these pretty Asian ladies.
I think I might buy Oxenfree today.
Ooh, that's free on the Xbox Uno.
Yeah, but I don't have an Xbox Uno, so I'm not worried about free. I just bought this yesterday from Best Buy, so I'm gonna be good to go for a little bit.
Did you turn it around just to?
Back here. Like
yeah.
Code's covered. I'm not gonna show you.
It was for science.
Yeah.
I bought this and I have yet to open it.
Really?
Don't know if I'm going to.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
I like it. I got it. I like it.
I don't know if I have anybody to play with. That's the thing. I don't know, but I know the Pokken community.
I bought this too.
Oh, look at you and your cool controllers.
I love them.
Know?
Oh, you mean like this one here?
Let me see what you got. Oh. Yeah, look at that. That's nice.
Like this bad boy here.
Oh man, I need a bad bit Switch.
You need one. You need one.
Stop it.
It is amazing.
I'm good with my Switch controller.
There's nothing like feeling that one in your hands, man.
Yeah.
I got the Xenoblade Chronicles one coming too.
Don't like to brag. I got this one.
I got that too. You're not special, Joseph Moran.
I played Mario World for the SNES for 5 minutes, and I was like, I got emotional, and then I then briefly got, oh wow, yeah, I suck at platformers still. So then oddly enough, I went back to Cuphead.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one you want to go to if you suck at platformers.
Exactly.
Mr. Badbit.
Yeah.
This has been fun, man.
You know what? I like this.
It was a good show, man.
Oh, right.
It was a good show. This is perfect.
Toby who, right, guys?
Yeah, Toby. Exactly. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see Toby get canned. Well,
no. Like, whatever, Bobby.
He won't watch this show anyway. He is so... Dude, he is so anti everybody. Like, I don't even know how him and I became friends. I really don't, because he doesn't like people. Like, if he's not like, here's a true story. If Sean's not on, if we were at Nintendo, he won't listen to it. I'm like, Toby, you realize that I'm still there, right? Like, you can still. He goes, yeah, but I don't care what you have to say. I'm like, he is so brutal, dude. He is.
Well, that's because Sean's voice is very inviting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about Sean that are fighting.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of Sean. I
would
say that.
Why?
Very, very. Because you know what? He's such a nice man.
Yeah, he is.
Right?
He is.
He has a good job. Look at how attractive Sean is. Look at it, man. I wish I was like his 5 o'clock shadow. It looks so good on him. Look at me. I look like I don't know, homeless.
Listen, there's a conversation about a meetup in New York in November.
November, you say?
Yes.
Huh.
Could be the week of the 29th.
Could be.
Okay. So it's going to be myself,
all right,
Mr. Capri. There's a rumor that Dave Moore might come out. There's a rumor that Johnny Casino might come out.
Oh boy. Johnny Casino, the casino man himself.
And then we might actually get some more people, like Joe After Work, my co-host on.
Is he coming after work or?
Oh my God.
I'll see myself out with that dad joke.
That was...
Have a nice one, guys.
Follow Joseph over on the Twitters at Mr. Badbit. Check out his YouTube channel. Is it what is actually? Is it Mr. Badbit or Badbit Gamings?
It's Badbit Games.
Badbit Games. Okay, so
we
go
have
check.
a major announcement coming the 12th.
Yes,
It will shake the very foundations of YouTube.
Oh, please, would you stop it? Anyway,
true.
Would you?
This is a grassroots effort.
Oh, Lord. You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus on the Twitters. Check out our Patreon, Make Us Better, over there on patreon.com/Make Us Better. Check out the YouTube channel. You know where all that is. Mr. Cory Hicks, Platinum Executive Producer Extraordinaire. Thank you so much, sir. And that is all. Peace out, Preston. I like those.
Tell me when it's over, so I stop waiting.